Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to investigate Apache logs or web logs. First upload your log file. You need to select the log file and upload it. Yeah. And click on next. Here source type is Apache Access, or you can select Access Combined. Here is a common source type which is used to web logs. You can select the default index name or you can create a new index name for it. Here I create index name as web logs. Save it, review it, submit it, and start searching. Here we have to know how to investigate as a web logs or Apache logs have to be investigated. How to investigate it? Let's find out. Here you can see the interesting fields, right? In the interesting fields you can see a bunch of fields. First we have to know what is the root cause. What is happening in that particular logs. As you can see in the client IP, you can see an IP address with the count of 9. In that particular log and particular IP address which is used by 9 times on that web or website. Here we can see an particular IP with 9 times. As you can see, another interesting field is URI path. Means a user which is accessed a particular path. Here we can see top 10 values: index.html, etc, passwords, IP data, and so on. First we have to investigate all the interesting fields. For example, in the web logs is based on what an attacker do. Here we get request. We know all why the get request is performing. Here you can see also SQL map. Here get request means to retrieve something from database. Here SQL map is a tool which is used to get the products list or whatever. Use the find the get request, and we have to see the status codes also. In the interesting fields you can see the status codes 404, 500, 403, 201, 301, 200. Here 200 means success. What about remaining all of them? Why the particular IP is counted as 9 times? What is it doing? We have to investigate. Here we can see sometimes we are getting the get request instead of post. For example, in the logs you can see get dashboard. See the right? Here we can see the put etc passwords. The method is used for this is curl. So we only need the get requests only. So that we should write some query. Here the status code is 404 and method is used for this SQL map. You can review through the search bar, or you can search from the interesting fields, selected fields. Here you can see the 404 error and SQL map in the events. You know, SQL map is basically a tool which is used to retrieve the data. Yeah, here I'm writing some query language. Index is equal to weblogs. My index name is equal to weblogs, right? And I selected the source type as access combiner, right? We need the statistics. In the statistic field, we need the interesting fields such as client IP and client IP, URL path and status, right? In the if we write this query in the search bar, in the statistic field we can have the interesting fields, that is client IP, URL path and status. We know the client IP, URL path and status, right? Now I am writing where the status is equal to 404, means error, or URL path etc password. As a user, there is no need to get into etc passwords or access to password. If there is someone is trying to access the passwords, that means it is an attack. Is trying to attack the database or path. He used some tools, right? Here we can see the client IP is 192.168.1.11. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 7 times is repeated IP, same IP. Why is he getting all the errors like status errors? Because he is doing something wrong, right? Yeah, now we save this alert. You can choose any of the title, like I'm choosing sometimes brute force, SQL injection, some path traversals. These types of title can be chosen. After all of them, you can select the action. After all of this, you can select the action. Here I put the title as path traversal. Here the trigger alert when greater than 7. When a particular IP is trying to do something and he faces the status code errors more than 7 times, then it called or it will raise an alert to the SOC team. So that's it. Thank you for watching.